A visit to the Eckley Miners Village is always a step back in time, but over the weekend, it stepped back a little bit further. People might call it to a simpler time, but life really wasn't all that simple, according to Christina Papa.
Let's take a step back in time. It's Eckley Miners Village in the 1860s. These ladies are hard at work, cooking.
One batch is already gone.
And cleaning. And if they were lucky, some had downtime. Still, life in Eckley Miners Village was a little different back in the 1800s.
Carrying water, carrying wood, just lifting these heavy cast iron pots, rolling out the dough, kneading dough. It was a lot of work.
Especially during the Civil War.
The living's kind of hard. We sleep in tents that are made of canvas, no bottoms on the ground. We cook all our food on the fire, and we live like Civil War soldiers.
But these folks are only reenactors who helped bring the Civil War era back to life this weekend at the Living History and Civil War event at Eckley Miners Village.
They use these buildings and things, so it's very nice, and you get to go through and see how they actually did live, the small quarters, and that they had to work.
The reenactors have set up camp and planned to tough out the long weekend, sleeping in these tents behind me, just like the real soldiers would have back in the 1800s. The 12th New Jersey came up to the village to help celebrate the Civil War event this weekend.
We're only pretending like we're fighting. I can't even imagine guys living for months on end like we are living on this weekend and fighting a war.
Visitors got the chance to walk down the old dirt road to see how people really lived. Paul Kenny and his family were vacationing in the area and decided to take a trip to the old mining village. He calls the event both fun and educational.
You get to see the soldiers dressed up in period pieces. You get to see some of the things that they had gone through, the way they had lived their lives 150 years ago, back during the American Civil War, and you get an understanding of it.
And even though the original 81st was mustered out of Eckley, this weekend they celebrated the event with a battle. They say they'll continue to reenact the battle every year to keep the history of the town alive. Christina Papa, News 13, Eckley Miners Village.